So far we haven't done anything in the middle panel of our Dimension Designer. That's the Hierarchies panel. Hierarchies provide us benefits in a couple of different ways. On the end user side, it will give our users a natural tool to drill down from the broad to the specific within the attributes of our hierarchy. Hierarchies also have a benefit for analysis services performance because hierarchies are a natural point for the engine to create aggregations that improve performance, so that as users are selecting, for example, a year, the engine will already have the sum for the year calculated. So we generally do want to create hierarchies. It does take some interaction with users to find out where those hierarchies should be. And like anything else, there is balance. We want some hierarchies where they should be, but we don't want to get too carried off with them. So let's create a very simple hierarchy. We're just going to make a year down to month hierarchy within the state dimension. So to create that hierarchy, what I'm going to do is drag the first attribute that will be in the hierarchy, that's calendar year, and I'll drag that from the attribute list and drop that on the hierarchies panel. That will automatically create a hierarchy and make that calendar year the first level of the hierarchy. The second level will be that cal month attribute that we worked with in the last lesson. And I'm going to give this hierarchy a name, and I'm going to call that year-month. Now I have warnings all over the place, and these warnings are dealing with attribute relationships, existence, and so on. For now, we're going to ignore these errors and warnings. And what these warnings are telling us essentially is that our query performance is going to be substantially worse because we're not really setting up our attribute relationships properly to support this hierarchy. But that's okay. We just want to get a sense of it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and save my solution. And all I need to do to get this hierarchy into that dimension is deploy. Once deploy is succeeded, I'll go ahead and reprocess this dimension. I'll run that. Once the process is succeeded, I'll just close these dialog boxes, go to the dimension browser, refresh, and look at my year-month hierarchy. So now I can see that I have a natural drill path from the year to the month. Notice that my January through December is still in the right order because that attribute has proper key ordering on it that we put on there in the last lesson. And then finally, let's see how this dimension looks like to an end user. So our end users will not use cube browsers in Visual Studio. They'll use things like Excel. So let's look at it in Excel and see how it looks. I'll choose the connection that I already have for this cube. And I'll just choose one measure. And then within the date dimension, I'll click on the year month. And I can see I have a nice drill down path going. So my end user didn't have to drag in the year and month to get this. This happened automatically for them. And because this relationship is already defined in the database in the back end, it leaves a lot of hooks for me to add additional performance improvements